All right, let's take a live look at Capitol Hill. The halls of that building buzzing this morning as Congress returns to session. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill for more on that. New member orientation for Congress starts today, Nikole. Leadership elections start this week as well. What else are we hearing from both parties about their agenda moving forward?
Welcome back to school. It really does have that feeling here, especially as we come back from the election. You know, many of these lawmakers haven't been here for more than a month, and then there are obviously the new lawmakers who were elected. So a short time ago, we saw some of the new senators-elect arrive here to the Capitol, and then over in the House, the same thing is taking place where you have new members going through an orientation period. So that is the first step for these new members. The second step, as you mentioned, for the returning members are these leadership elections, which we expect to take place both in the House and Senate as soon as tomorrow. And then we expect them to move forward with their agenda for the rest of the year and obviously looking into the new year as well.
Yeah, this was interesting, Nikole. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik withdrew from the race to be the House Republican Conference chair. This after accepting President-elect Trump's offer to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. And at least 3 lawmakers have already put their names in to replace her. Why is this such a crucial role?
Well, it's crucial in the sense this is the person who leads the House Republican Conference after, of course, the Speaker and the Majority Leader and the Whip. In those positions, for the most part, we expect that Speaker Johnson will likely remain in his role if Republicans stay in the majority, as well as Leader Scalise. They have both expressed their intent to stay in their jobs, along with Whip Tom Emmer. So that basically leaves this vacancy with Elise Stefanik leaving. And so, you know, with any leadership position, there's always some jockeying. There was some jockeying on the part of Elise Stefanik when she first got the role a couple of years ago after Liz Cheney was booted from the position. But, you know, in this case, you have a couple of members who've expressed their interest from Kat Cammack, Florida, who has touted a number of endorsements, Lisa McClain, who's been part of leadership from Michigan, as well as Aaron Houchin, who's from Indiana, and possibly Blake Moore as well, who's the vice chair of the conference. So there is a lot of competition for this role, but this is the person who kind of sets the agenda for the Republican conference in the House.
I want to take a minute, kind of look at the big picture of all of this. You know, this may be a lame duck session, but Congress still has a lofty to-do list on the horizon. What do lawmakers have to address before the year ends? And it's going to end pretty quickly here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the main thing is government funding, which I feel we talk about pretty constantly here on the Hill, you know, because the proverbial can ultimately gets kicked down the road, and that is no exception this fall and winter. You know, government funding is due to run out December 20th, so that could potentially be a fight or possibly not. Obviously, if Republicans retain the majority in the House as well as the Senate, you know, they may not want to extend government funding too far into the new year so that they can kind of put their own stamp on it when the new administration takes effect. But either way, that will probably be the biggest agenda item between now and the end of the year. And then there are other things like the Farm Bill, you know, the National Defense Authorization Bill. Those are big, huge packages that lawmakers are also hoping to get done before the end of the year.
And Nikole, you have some news about Donald Trump's visit to the White House tomorrow, and you broke that during a press conference with House Speaker Mike Johnson. What did you learn from that?
Yeah, that's right. Well, of course, Speaker Johnson came out with GOP leaders just to talk for the first time since the election about how Republicans are feeling. As you can imagine, they feel pretty good in light of their victories. But we do know that President-elect Trump is due to meet with President Biden tomorrow at the White House. But the Speaker also let it slip that he will likely meet with Republicans as well here on Capitol Hill. And so I asked him for more details about that visit. Take a listen.
I didn't intend to break this as news this morning, but since I said it, I invited President Trump is going to meet with President Biden at the White House, and so it was suggested. In fact, I think he said it first before I did, but that he wanted to come and visit with House Republicans. So we're working out the details of him gathering with us potentially tomorrow morning before he goes to the White House, and that would be a great meeting and a moment for all of us. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy here. We're really grateful for President Trump leaving it all on the field to get reelected. He quite literally did. I mean, they scheduled him almost every hour of every day for months on end. And he did that. And that's what inspired his stamina, inspired so many of our candidates and incumbents around the country to go and give more and do more and leave more on the field, because he was doing it. And I think the American people appreciate that. I think that's reflected in the mandate that he was given winning the popular vote and the Electoral College decisively. And we're excited about that, to celebrate that moment with him, as he certainly deserves it.
As you heard there from the speaker, this will really be an opportunity to congratulate the president-elect and kind of have a little bit of FaceTime with him after a very busy campaign season. But it's certainly significant because the president-elect, then former President Trump, was here on the Hill over the summer to strategize with Republicans in the event he were to win the White House and Republicans were victorious in the House and Senate, to even start working on an agenda. So that was part of their meeting over the summer when the former president was here on Capitol Hill. So this will give them yet another opportunity to kind of have a meeting of the minds in the wake of this election victory.
And for the president-elect to take a victory lap of sorts. Nikole Killion bringing us the very latest from Capitol Hill. Thanks so much for that, Nikole.